That's powerful. I hate that.
Yeah. That's Dave for you.
I hate that. It's like that.
All right, well.
It's beautiful here in Peoria.
It is beautiful. A little bit of thunderstorms earlier today, but everything seems to be cleaned up. Seems like we're gonna have some very nice temperatures after what we had to deal with back in the Northeast.
Yeah, this is supposed to. I heard it's supposed to get to like 70s almost out here, and it's almost shorts spring summer weather, which is insane.
Yeah, it's insane. I'm still wearing jeans anyway.
Hey guys, and welcome to the PlayEX Arena here at PeoriaCon 2026. I thought I could show you guys a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look at how we put on an event like this. We got Bowsy behind the camera, he's been following us. Let's go take a look at the stage, come on in.
All right.
So big shout out to the staff here at PeoriaCon for hooking us up with the biggest booth in the house. I think we've made pretty good use of it, so come on up. So we've divided the stage into two groups of 6. This is designed for Mario Kart LAN tournaments, 12 player, not 24 player, because that's crazy. So we have 6 stations right here. Everyone has their own monitor, headphones. We have controllers provided, but people are free to bring their own if they would like to. Along the back, we got a nice drape and we got full lighting. All of these LED lights are fully programmable, and you will see a preview of that a little bit later in the video. We have full console networking, so everything is hooked up via Ethernet. Pro tip, if you want to do a really easy LAN tournament with Mario Kart, put a router on that same LAN network. Don't assign IP addresses. It's way faster just to use a router, and it's more reliable too, because you don't have any chance of typing in a wrong IP address. So this is the commentator station. This is where our shoutcasters sit and commentate the live event. Bowsy is one of our awesome casters, and Sam's over there. There he is. They will be the 2 primaries on the stream for this year. Last year we had Danny Fathom, who unfortunately could not make it this year, but Sam has stepped in and will fill in the gap. And these guys are an iconic duo, so having them together for the first time, not at a New England event, is super cool. So they can see both what's going out live to the broadcast, but they also have a cheat screen so they can see every single player's perspective while the event is going on. So if they know a shock is pulled, they can prepare to commentate for that.
We also can see the cameras that we have out there on the floor as well, but we'll get to those later, hopefully.
Exactly. Camera, Sony FS5, one of my favorite cameras. It'll look really good. So over here we have our headsets for the commentators. These are the Audio-Technica M50X STSs. These are the legendary M50Xs that everyone loves, but they have a boom mic on the front that has the same capsule as the AT2020, which is a really common streaming microphone. So these sound way better than the AT BPHS1s that a lot of other people use. These sound fantastic, and we're super happy to have these. I found these at PAX East a couple years ago, and I picked a couple up, and we've been using them for years now, and they sound great. Right here we have a headphone amp, which is basically just a way for the commentators to be able to hear what's going on the stream, but also control their own levels too. That way, if someone wants to hear someone else's microphone a little bit louder, they can do that. So we like to make it as flexible as possible. Moving along, we have an identical copy of the stations over there, 6 more gaming stations. Not all the switches are here yet. A lot of our players bring their own, which is super cool. Thank you guys for bringing yours, but this is where they go. Out in front, we have 2 Behringer PK108As for speakers. They aren't great, but they're good enough. We'll be upgrading those at some point, but just 2 basic PA speakers so that the crowd here, when they're here, will be able to hear what's going on clearly. Over at the registration table, take a look at these trophies. I mean, come on. So these are for the Mario Kart World LAN Tournament. Fun fact, this is the first Mario Kart World LAN Tournament that is west of Atlanta. So everything has been on the East Coast. we're bringing it to the Midwest for the first time. So that's super cool. New this year, all the finalists will be guaranteed a trophy of some kind. So every finalist will get at least this. The top 3 will get those right there. And then we have a couple more for Jackbox tomorrow, no one cares. So when players arrive, they'll check in at the station right here. We'll make sure they're here, and then we'll add them to the bracket. If they need to sign up, which a lot of people do, just scan a QR code, and you can sign up. Easy peasy. And now I'm gonna show you guys the good stuff. Pardon the mess. All good workstations are a little bit messy. Starting right here. Wireless intercom system. This is new this year. So what I wanted to do is to be able to talk to everyone on our production staff and our tournament organization staff without having to shout across the room or like send texts, because that's really inelegant. So we have a wireless intercom system by Hollyland, which allows me to be able to talk to everyone and everyone to talk to everyone else all at the same time. And if they just want to listen and not talk, they just put the mic up and now they're muted, but they can still hear us. So this is huge for communication. And we can also integrate this with other services. So if we have remote staff, we could even do something where we hook this up to Discord or TeamSpeak, which we will do in the future. So super flexible, super cool. Moving along, this is my DIY lighting console. This is running an open source software called QLC Plus, and it is providing DMX signaling for our lighting. Here, come on in, Bowser, you can try it. Press one of those buttons.
Let's do this one.
So that's to look for our cold open, which you will see on the stream. Let's, should we show off the good stuff?
Let's show off the good stuff.
All right, there we go. Here's one good look, and I'll do one more. Yeah, baby. So when things get really hype, we do that. Moving along, we have a projector. These are NEC 5200 lumen projectors. We have 2 of them. So if we ever have to stack them on top of each other to double our brightness, we can do that. Although we don't have to here. Our audio console, it's a great console. It's not quite the best for this, but it works pretty darn well. So we have all our inputs along the bottom, 2 commentator mics, a voice of God mic, which I use to make announcements if I need to do that. Then we have the audio from the switches coming out of vMix into here, so we can mix it into the speakers. And then just my Mac laptop playing some music, also coming in here. This is also sending this audio, mixing and sending it back to the commentators so that they can hear themselves and what's going on. And allows me to make sure that they don't have music blaring in their ears for an hour, which I totally didn't do last year by accident. Sorry, guys. And now my most exciting part of this, to me at least, is our custom-built broadcast system. When I set out to start doing these events, I wanted a system that I could put in my car, take anywhere, drop it, plug it in, and go. And that's what this big rack right here is. So at the bottom is a custom-built PC that has 20 video inputs and 4 video outputs, which is crazy. So theoretically, we could do a 24-player Mario Kart LAN at some point. We had that capability. But right now it has 16 SDI inputs and 4 HDMI inputs, and then 4 SDI outputs that go into our video router, which allows us to basically rewire the rack and everything coming in and out of it without having to actually unplug any cables. It's like a digital patch bay. Those SDI lines coming out also get converted to HDMI, and there's a separate HDMI router here, which means that I can also route signaling for the 2 monitors that the commentators have, and for the monitors back here at production control. We are running vMix. It is the most flexible solution for an event like this. Blackmagic solutions are perfectly valid, but you can't quite do the same with graphics and stuff that we do with it. So that's why we've standardized on vMix. So you can see, if I can find my mouse, we don't have the switches plugged in right now, but all the switches will show up here. We have our cameras coming in. We have our 2 graphics channels, which I'll show you in a little bit. We have a PowerPoint background loop going. And then there's a separate mixed output, meaning that I can change the output of the digital display without it changing on the stream. So if I need to show like an announcement graphic up there without the stream seeing it, I can do that as well. So the biggest problem that I've seen on other streams is you get a lot of like echoing audio, which is a really big problem because you don't want to hear like 6 of the same switch input at the same time. So what we've done is vMix does all the audio mixing of the actual switches themselves. We're using the embedded audio on their video feed. And then it sends that mix to our audio console, which mixes it in with all of our real sources, and then sends that final mix back to vMix on a separate bus, which actually gets sent out to the stream. So there's a lot of back and forth, and it took a lot of annoying planning to figure out how to get this to work properly, but you will not hear any repeating or echoing audio in our stream because we have solved that. And coming to one of the last stations is our graphics station. This right here is what sets us apart, I think. This is NewBlue's Captivate broadcast software. This is a broadcast grade graphics production software. What it allows us to do is take our leaderboards in Google Sheets and in real time create awesome leaderboard graphics that we can show on screen. So we just have some sample data in from last year right now, but I'll show you. So this is the leaderboard graphic.
And pretty close.
And I can, I've animated it, and we can call it up in real time. So if we're talking about who's playing in this round, I just click, and boom. There it is up on the screen, fully animated. And every single one of those names and scores are considered to be variable text data, which we can just update in real time from a spreadsheet. So that's how we have real-time graphics coming in real time, which no one else does. So thank you, NewBlue. We did a case study with them on Esports, and they've been a supporter of ours. Thank you for giving us this awesome software. It has really changed the game for us. We are also using this to put the point of view labels on the screen so people can see who they're looking at in real time. Again, we're just sending that out back to the streaming software and putting it on the individual inputs. So that's how we're doing that. And I guess the final stuff we have to talk about here are cameras. These are our Sony FS700s. These are older cameras, but they, at the time when they were released, they were some of the best ever made. And we're just using them as basic HD cameras. We have long zoom lenses on them, long power zoom lenses, so we can do nice, smooth zooms and pans and tilts. They look really good. And we have a second one over here, where Mean Green tomorrow will be conducting player interviews as well. So we have a handheld mic plugged into it. The audio from the camera is being sent back to vMix, and we can mix that in as well. So our second FS700 is right here, and our FS5, which is our main camera, is up on the commentators.
Yep.
So that's a pretty quick overview of how we run our event. Obviously, this is a larger event, but we can also scale up from here as well. We could fly an LED wall and do crazy stuff like that if we wanted to. But we can also scale it down for smaller events. So if you guys have an event that you guys want us to come and do production for, let us know. We'll make it happen. So thanks, Bowsy, for shooting this behind the camera. Thanks to Jason from PeoriaCon for making sure that we have an awesome time here and for being so supportive of what we're doing. Thank you to NewBlue again for their graphics, and for this PeoriaCon specifically, huge shout out to our official sponsor, Stormrush Gaming, for providing funds to help us get here. And thank you to Sal. He's been one of our biggest supporters over the years, and having SRG as an official sponsor is super cool. So thank you guys, and we'll see you on the stream.